1991, a 15-year-old Tiger Woods was the subject of his first Sports Illustrated profile. He was compared to Mozart. A year later, Tiger made the pages of the venerable Sports magazine again, and a more apt analogy was made: he's the next Nicklaus, maybe better. Now, a quarter-century later, the two are still inextricably linked, just as they were when Tiger was winning US Amateurs, putting on his first green jacket, or making history with performances so dominant that breaking Jack Nicklaus' record of 18 majors seemed like a mere formality. Now, in 2018, a 42-year-old Tiger is making his return to golf after years of scandal and an injury so severe that it threatened to end his career, and we're all still asking the same question: Tiger or Jack? 1. The majors. For some people, it's as simple as this: Jack has 18 majors and Tiger has 14 majors, therefore Jack is the greatest of all time. If you accept that golfers are only measured by their performance in the biggest events, it's a slam dunk argument. Jack won 6 Masters, 4 US Opens, 3 British Opens and 5 PGA Championships. Each total, except for his Clare Jugs, is an all-time record, or tied for one. Tiger has 3 more majors than any other man and 5 more than anyone who has played in the last 60 years, but he still can't compete with Jack in the number that matters most. Period. Advantage: Jack 2? Whose peak was highest? On the surface, it seems like an easy question. At various points in his career, Jack won 3 of 6 majors, 1966 Masters to 1967 US Open, and 4 of 8, 1970 British Open to 1972 US Open. Those were stunning achievements that set the standard, until Tiger arrived and did it even better. He won 7 of 11 major championships, from the 1999 PGA to the 2002 US Open, and then, almost as an afterthought, had a run of 4 of 8, matching Jack's best, in the majors held in 2005 and 2006. Mixed in there was the Tiger Slam, his streak of 4 straight majors, which will likely serve as the lead on his sports obituary. At the time, we knew it was spectacular even as it felt routine. With every passing year, however, the Tiger Slam becomes more and more remarkable. Michael Madrid, USA Today Sports. After a disappointing Masters in 2000, Tiger had won just one of the last 12 majors, and despite his historic victory in Augusta 3 years before, it felt like he was underperforming. That feeling didn't last long. Starting at the 2000 US Open, Tiger locked in like nobody before or since, winning 4 straight majors by 25 strokes, with a combined score of 65 under. In a span of 10 months, Tiger won the career slam, became the first man to ever hold all 4 major titles at once, and jumped ahead of the pace his hero set en route to his haul in 18 majors. Jack, of course, never won 4 straight, though he did come close. He won back-to-back-to-back majors, from the 1971 PGA to the 1972 US Open, joining Ben Hogan as the only golfers to ever accomplish the feat. Tiger became the 3rd at the British Open in the summer of '72. Jack struggled in the first 3 rounds but shot a 66 on the final day, a course record, to get to the top of the leaderboard. But his comeback bid ended when Lee Trevino chipped in on number 17 and Nicklaus missed out on his personal slam by 1 shot. Not that anyone was really paying attention to a potential Nicklaus Slam. It just wasn't a thing back then. People only cared about the actual Grand Slam, which Jack was halfway toward with his wins at the Masters and US Open. 30 years later, Tiger would do the same before a 28th place finish at the British ended his chances. Advantage: Tiger 3. Who was better when both were at their very best? You have one golf tournament to win. You can pick any player from any point in their career. Who do you choose? Come on, there's no debate, it's Tiger Woods in the aforementioned summer of 2000, when he was in a 2-month stretch of playing golf as well as anyone has ever played any sport. Tiger won the US Open at Pebble Beach by 15 shots and followed it up a month later by shooting 19 under at the Old Course to win the British Open by 8 strokes. That's a 23-shot cushion in 2 majors. In comparison, Phil won his 5 majors by a combined 10 shots. Nobody ever flew higher than Tiger. Advantage: Tiger 4. Whose prime was best? This is where the debate gets interesting and harder to quantify. Nicklaus was on top of the golf world, or close to it, for 18 years. Tiger's reign was 14 years, not including his two lost seasons of 2010 and 2011. How much does Jack's longevity help his cause? Is Tiger's compressed run of success more impressive? The numbers favor Jack, at least in terms of majors. In his time at the top, Jack won 17 majors, Tiger had 14. They both had a stretch of winning at least one major title in 6 of 9 years. Jack had a top 10 at a major in 24 straight years. Tiger had a still impressive run of 17 straight seasons with a top 10. This one's mind-blowing. Jack finished inside the top 10 in 31 of 33 majors from 1970-78. He was 11th and 13th in the two he didn't. Tiger's best 33 major streak featured 21 top 10s. In the 1970s, Nicklaus only finished outside the top 10 in 5 majors. Tiger had 15 such tournaments in the 2000s, counting the 2 events he missed with injury. Advantage, Jack 5. What about other tournaments? Championships monopolize the GOAT conversations in every sport, but obviously there's a lot more to golf than just 4 weekends per year. In overall tournament wins, Tiger has Jack by a count of 79-73. They pretty much won those titles in the same time span, though Nicklaus went 17 straight seasons with a win, compared to Tiger's 14. Their win totals are basically a-wash given how the modern era of golf has a number of smaller events, WGC and FedEx Cup, and, thus, a better win probability. Still, we give this to Tiger, for 2 reasons. He won 27 overall tournaments from 1999 to 2002 and then 25 tournaments from 2005 to 2008. Jack's best 4-year runs were 22, from 1970-73, and 17, from 1964-67. It's more evidence of peak Tiger greater than peak Jack. A cut streak. Tiger played on the weekend in a record 142 straight tournaments. Jack's best streak was 105. Insanity. Advantage, Tiger 6. The competition Jack's contemporaries included Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Tom Watson, and Lee Trevino, each of whom won 6 or more majors. Tiger's biggest rival is Phil Mickelson, a guy best known for his collapses who not only failed to outduel Tiger on a Sunday, he failed to even duel him. Phil won 5 majors but none with Tiger in the picture. Aside from him, there are just 2 other players with 3 major wins during the Tiger era, Ernie Els and Vijay Singh. The evidence suggests Tiger was beating up on inferior competition. Now, you can make 2 counterpoints to that statement, the same ones people use to defend Serena Williams against similar criticism. First, Tiger has played against a deeper, more international field. When Nicklaus was in his prime, golf was dominated by Americans. In the 1975 Masters, for instance, the entire top 10 was from the United States. From 1962 to 1978, Jack's prime, just 2 foreign players, Gary Player and Tony Jacklin, won at the Masters, US Open or PGA Championship. Photo by Patrick Smith/Getty Images. During his career, Tiger has seen winners come from Fiji, Spain, Canada, Argentina, Australia, Ireland, Northern Ireland, South Korea, England, Germany, New Zealand and South Africa, a United Nations of major champions. It's a testament to the wider reach of golf that both Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer help usher in. And now, with Tiger making his comeback amidst more international winners than ever, the field is even deeper because of the wider reach that Tiger brought to the game. Second, could it be that Tiger's competition is inferior because of Tiger? After all, there weren't many majors to be had when Woods was taking 7 in 3 years. I don't buy that one. And the first is debatable too. Nicklaus played against 4 of the greatest golfers ever and not only won 18 majors but had 19 seconds place finishes, proving there was plenty for everyone. His rivals were killer too. Palmer got him with Cherry Hills, Trevino took him down 4 different times including on an 18-hole playoff at Merion, and Tom Watson won 3 majors over Nicklaus, all in heartbreaking fashion. And there's Tiger, who never had a Sunday showdown with any of the modern greats. The only men to truly go toe-to-toe with him in the final round of a major are Yi Yang, Bob May, Rich Beem, and Rocco Mediate. To call most of them journeymen would be too kind. Of the 4, only Yang beat Tiger, taking him down at the 2009 PGA Championship. Phil never beat Tiger on a major Sunday. Neither did Ernie, Vijay, Retief, David Duval or any other top golfer of the last 20 years. They shrunk in the spotlight. Tiger was the ultimate frontrunner, winning all 14 of his majors while leading or co-leading entering the 4th round. The loss to Young was the only time he didn't close. He never came back to win, despite a half-dozen opportunities to win majors with a Sunday charge. 2 of Tiger's poor final rounds made Ben Curtis and Michael Campbell major champions. Meanwhile, Nicklaus came back in 8 of his majors. That's not an indictment of Tiger. The only leaderboard that matters is the one on the 72nd hole. It just says that Tiger's peers never put pressure on him on a Sunday and he never put pressure on them. He dominated in an era of chokers. Jack dominated in an era of legends. Advantage, Jack 7. The final verdict is Jack and it's not that close. Tiger had the greatest run of any golfer who's ever picked up a club, but Jack Nicklaus put together a career that, from start to finish, was unparalleled. Of course, Tiger Woods is still active, which leaves the GOAT up for grabs. What would it take for a changing of the guard? Even if you think Tiger will win more majors, and I do, getting 5 and topping Nicklaus is nearly unfathomable. At 42, Tiger would need to replicate Mickelson's entire major career to become the all-time leader. He could make a complete return to form and it still wouldn't guarantee anything. But he won't need to top Jack's 18 to pass him as the greatest, given the circumstances. If he can win 2 more majors and, say, 8 more tournament titles, it'd be hard to say he was second best to anyone. Not that we won't keep arguing about it for the next 25 years.